Hello, in this video we are going to talk about vectors in C++ STL. Now, to create a vector, we first have to include the vector header file. So first we have to write include, then vector, then here we have to write vector, then enter, then the vector name, I'm going to name it vec. Then to insert an element to vector, you have to write vec.pushback, then the element I. So you have to input a integer here. If we had defined a vector type here, string or any other data type, then we could insert that data type. Now to output that, we have to write cout vec, then 0, then inline. Let's run that. See, it returns 5. We can insert multiple elements to vector by here I'm going to use a loop. So I'm going to write for enter I equals 0, then I less than 5, I plus plus, then vec dot pushback. Here I'm going to write I plus 5. Now we can output this by writing for enter I equals 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, or we can just write vec dot size, which will return the size of the vector. Then we're gonna write cout vec I, then inline. You can get rid of this. Now let's output that. It returns 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 because we have added I plus 5. When I is 0, it returns 5 and 1, then 6, and so on and so on. There's also another way to output the vector, which is we have to write auto I equal vec.begin, then I not equal to vec.int, then I plus plus. Now here we just have to write star I. It will directly access the element in the index. So it returns 5, 6, 8, 9. As you can see here, vector is like array, but with some few differences. Like in order to add element like array, like writing vec I equal the data, first here we have to define the size. I'm going to define the size as 5. Then here we are going to write I plus 5. Now everything should work same. Now to get vector element as input, we have to write cin, then vec I. Now let's write 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. It outputs the data. Here we have predefined the size. If we don't predefine the size, we can't just input like this. For that, we have to first define a variable. I'm going to name it temp, then have to see in temp, then have to push back the temp. Run that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. Then it returns output. Now let's go back to previous state. You can also predefine values. For that, we first have to add size. I'm going to write 7, then the default value, which should be 55 in this case. Then if we output that, as you can see here, it has added 55 on first 7 elements. Then we had pushed back our elements. You can delete the last element of vector by writing vec.popback. You can see here it has deleted the last element. You can also output the first and last element by writing vec.front and vec.beg. So it outputs the first element, which is 55, then 9, and we have deleted 9 later on. We can check if vector is empty by writing vec.empty. It returns 0 because vector is not empty. If it were empty, then it would have returned 1 or true. We can insert element at the front by writing vec.insert, then vec.begin, then the element or item, which should be here, it would be 1. Then if we run this, it will add 1 at the beginning of the vector. You can also insert 1 at any other places, like if we want to insert at the second index, then you have to write 2 plus 2 and it will add 1 to the second index, so second place, 0 1 2. You can erase elements from vector by writing vec.erase, then vec.begin. The beginning index should be here, it would be 2, then vec.int plus, it will be int. Then we will output that. It will delete everything from second index to the last place. We can only delete the one. For that we have to write begin plus 3. Now it only deletes the one or the second place. If we move that, then write int again, you will see it will delete everything from 6 or index 2. We can also start vector in another way. For that we have to write vector here, enter, then vector name, then we can directly insert the daters. Here it would be 7, 9, 10. We can output the data by writing i.vec1.begin I not equal to vec.int I plus plus. See out. So it would be vec1.int. We can copy a vector to another. Here we are going to input all of the vector data from vec to vec1. For that we have to first include 2 header files, hash include algorithm, then hash include iterator. Then we are going to write here copy, then vec.begin vec.int, then back inserter, then the vec1. It will copy all the vec elements from vec to vec1. Now if we output that, we will see that we get every element, which is 5 and 6, from vec to vec1. If you don't need the vec1, you just can write vec1 equal vec, and it will output 5 and 6. Okay, that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye.